Welcome to Moonlight Madness, and today we're reading for the reading for the sun, moon and rising, can't get my words out, for air signs for 2022 for the month of March, which we're coming to the end of. So the first card I pulled is the Three of Pentacles, which has got the two Kayla lilies, and they're finishing off the third Kayla lily. This talks about being commissioned to do a piece of work for someone, or you may be working on a project or collaborating with other people in order to make your product or your platform start to make money for you. So you might be trying to start your own business online, and you might want to find ways to advertise your business. I'll put down in the description box how to get in contact with me for personal readings. Mine's Moonlight Madness, and I do psychometry. I work with jewellery, objects, photographs. Sometimes I just need to be around someone's energy, in contact with something they wear every day, or I can also sense auras, and I can clear out chakras. I've trained in beauty therapy, so I've done basic massage principles, and I can shift and move energy at will. I do a bit of spell work here and there, but mainly I stick to readings that I feel that are appropriate for you. So I may have to spend a bit of time with you with a photograph or with some footage of you on film, on camera, that I can look at and look through that YouTube channel. Sometimes I'll get an impression off a YouTube channel about a celebrity, and that's how I work. I predicted Reese Witherspoon was going to get an award for Big Little Lies, and she did. And the dress she wore was exactly what I saw. So it's kind of interesting. I saw that for her, just by watching footage of her. So I saw that for that. And what I've also got there is that you may be wanting to work in a team environment, work with people that share your enthusiasm, your passion, and what you use in your heart. It will shine like a beacon. You can make a successful living through your creativity. And then I've got Citron, which is to attract money and good energy and good fortune. And I've got the Wheel of Fortune. So that's what's coming in, what's cycling into your life. Some new cycle is coming. A new cycle could be the representing of the autumn equinox, which is coming at the end of this month. It's between the 23rd and I think the 30th of March. So a shift in energy, a shift in season can also mean a shift in your energy and a shift in your season. They say that we shed skin every 21 to 30 days when we're younger, and every 30 to 60 days when we're older. Babies shed skin every 1 to 16 days. That's why their skin is always so beautiful and luminous. So what it's saying is that we're never ever the same. Every 30 days or every 16 days, we're changing constantly. We're in a constant state of flux. The earth is in a constant state of flux right now. There is nothing ever been solid. We try to make sense of the chaos, but really the chaos has always been in the world. The destructive forces that are going on right now is just a build-up of years and years of biting our tongue and saying nothing, when in fact this pressure that's built up is a result of many years of not being able to say your piece or not being heard. So for some of you, you may have a car that you might be looking at getting. You may be able to spin hair into gold for some of you. You may be lucky on the Wheel of Fortune, or you may take a lotto ticket. Good luck, and a new car or travel is expected. You may have to travel between destination to destination through staying in hotels because you are working in a job that takes you to faraway places, or shoot in a different country or location. You may work in cinema, or you may work in film and industry, or you're in a job that you have to fly in and fly out. So the Wheel is talking also about the energy of, I guess, Sagittarian energy, because that's also very lucky, Sagittarius energy. And it also says, new doors opening, a new car for you. You have to keep the momentum going. It says here, sudden movement. Surround yourself with positive people who can cheer you on and applaud your success. Creating beautiful strands of gold. Prosperity. Here is prosperity. Growth. A new cycle of growth. In the past, you've got 15, and that's a 6, which works out to be a debt to someone. Maybe you had to pay back a debt. The illusion of being trapped, placing too much importance on material items and getting caught up in fear and worry. You may have had an addiction that you were fighting in the past, or you may have an ego. You may have been very egotistical and narcissistic in the past, and you're learning not to be so selfish with your time and your effort with others, and sharing your gifts and your fruits with others. It can also relate to, in the past, getting caught up in fear and worry and dependency on addictive personality behaviours or harmful foods and substances. It says you need to go and talk about it to someone, talk about it to a GP or a psychologist. Maybe you went and seek out therapy in the past. Then you've got the recent past, it's the Nine of Cups. That's a wish held dear. A wish card. It talks about writing down a wish on a white piece of paper, putting it somewhere where no one will find it, and wait for that wish to materialise. Wishes come true, dreams fulfilled, a magical time of life. The fairy godmother is bestowing her with a necklace. That's the recent past. Dreams fulfilled, abundance and prosperity. Allow your heart to be filled with childlike wonder and awe. You may want to write it down and then place it, like I said, somewhere no one else knows, to attract the law of attraction. Allow life to be playful. Enjoy the simple things. Go spend time with friends or family. And it just says dreams and fulfilled and good fortune and joyfulness. And then you've got at the top of the pile, you may be coming in contact with a Scorpion energy. Specifically, Scorpion normally is the Queen of Cups, which represents Scorpio, Pisces and Cancer energy. But because I've also pulled the Death card, this relates to it being the Scorpionic energy around you. Someone who maybe have your best interest at heart. They may work in the medical field. They're loving, they're comforting, they're emotional, they're intuitive. They have insights and you can trust taking care of others perhaps too much. You may have a Scorpion around you that might be like your caretaker or your carer that may look out for you to make sure you're okay, you're on track. They're very tired because they've got so many other people they have to get round to. Still has sunflowers all wanting her attention. That she feels a little bit worn out. She's got a little burnout at the moment. So you may not hear from them because they're trying to tend to their own stuff as well as everyone else's. They might have 8 projects going on for the Queen of Summer. Yeah, beautiful and serene. She radiates love and peace, and she is extremely intuitive. She understands your heart better than you do, for the reason she makes an outstanding counsellor who can help you get clarity on whatever situation is troubling you. The Queen has a deep love for friends and family and will be there for you. In fact, she's pretty much there for everyone. Tender-hearted and charitable, she can give too much. For this reason, you may experience the Queen of Summer as an exhausted and cautious person. She's given a great deal and hasn't always been given back in equal measure. And in that loss, she may have become wiser and more discerning about whom she lets in. Queen stands in a field surrounded by other fairies. And then you've got here in the future some sort of cure to a disease or some sort of product or item that no one else can access but you. You may have access to something that no one else does. Not seeing things clearly, running away from the truth. There is a better choice. But she's holding that decanter and there's water in there, yet there's ice everywhere else. You may have something that no one else can get to because of who you are, or your status, or your celebrity status, it might even be. You may be privy to information that other people are not. Wanting to be alone, things not going to plan, avoiding unwise partnerships, and ask God and the angels to show you who does not have integrity. There are people who hide their real intentions, but by listening to your intuition, you'll be given signs or messages to show you the truth. Pay attention to red flag warnings that broadcast another person's lack of honesty. It's good to see the best in people, but take the blinders off. And then you've got the 6 of Wands, which is like a ticker-tape parade. I'm getting like when 2007 Joey Johns brought home the big tournament. We won against, I can't remember who it was against, but we won. Newcastle Knights won, I think it was the Sydney people. And we brought home the big trophy. And it was just amazing. We had a huge ticker-tape parade in Newcastle, which was big for a little country town. And he was, put up on a float, and everyone cheered him on. And he was just listening to U2 because that's his favourite, their favourite band at the time. It's a beautiful day. It was playing, I think, at the time. 6 of Spring, because it was against the odds that they won, because they weren't even playing on their hometown ground. Success, receiving awards or scholarships, being in the public eye, an offer of help from someone very successful. Congrats on a job well done. This isn't time to be shy or humble. Even if you don't normally seek attention, it's healthy to bask in the glow of your own accomplishments. Allow people to see the wonderful things that you've created. Be visible and vocal about your beliefs. You are a role model, showing others what is possible. Wonderful news is on its way to you. It may be a promotion, a new career opportunity, or an award. And it's through commitment that you got this. And that's the rose petals, showing the passion. Unusual because she's sitting side saddle. That's very common back in the 14th century. I was reading about something today in a book called A Discovery of Witches, and it talked about 1609, that's when they had the witch trials, and they also had the plague that was running through. It's interesting how we've gone back to that same time when the Black Plague ruled and the pandemic was hitting thousands and killing millions and millions of people in parts of France and Spain and Germany, because the hygiene back then was not what we have today. And so, you know, we've got this come around yet again. We've attracted it again. I don't know how or why it's possible to do something twice over when we thought we cured everything. Like, that was an old plague. How did we revive it? No idea. But it seems interesting we've had to go through it twice. The same with World War II. We never thought we'd ever end up in this situation where we might go to World War IV. But like attracts like, something out there has been attracted to the same energy this time round. Then we've got here the Six of Pentacles. This is also about unexpected inflow of money. Oh, so you might get some sort of money coming back. Maybe you left a job or you left a place of a home and you get back money, like a bond back or something like that. But there's money returning to your account, the Six of Pentacles. Also talks about 6 months' time. That's a time frame as well. 6 weeks or 6 months it's not really giving. It's got two different time frames here. But in 6 weeks' time, you will get a promotion or a ticker-tape parade, and in 6 months' time, some type of money will come back to you. Maybe it's a return of an income from getting a job. Yeah. Balance between giving and receiving, sharing wealth, money for college or continuing education. As you give to those in need, heaven comes back to you. Giving doesn't have to be in the form of money. There are many ways you can share your time as a volunteer or volunteering information. Be wise in your giving. It's important to know the organisation you're supporting is reputable, doing honest works. Do your research. And her kindness is admirable so long as she's also giving wisely. So this deck that I'm using today is by Doreen Virtue, the Fairy Tarot decks, and Radleigh Valentine. And I'm using the Wisdom of the Oracle by Colette-Baron-Reid and the Fairy Oracle, Wild Wisdom of the Fairy Oracle by Lucy Cavendish, and drawings by Selina Fenech, which that's what I was drawn to. I really like the drawings that I saw. Okay, so that's what we've got so far. And then we've got the Death card. The Death card is releasing, some type of release or purging of something. Death is also talks about rebirth, so you may have gone through a death of something, or a death of an old life, or a death of a place that you lived at, and now you have to find somewhere new, which you will then prosper. I'm hearing a fly in my ear, so someone's annoying or someone's a nuisance to you, and you need to not pay attention to the things that annoy you. If you ignore them, then they'll go away. It's like when someone teases you, you don't even rise up to the bait, you don't even bite back, you just ignore it. They'll soon give up. 13 is to do with the Death card, moving forward, an ending that makes way for new opportunities, transformation, reincarnation. You can learn from your past and move forward, or you can be held back by it. This is true in every aspect of your life, or it can be relationships, career, or health. When an attachment to your personal history blocks you from progress and joy, it's time to release the past and go forth boldly. Often the changes coming into your life are anticipated or even welcomed by you, though moving on can be very challenging. It's going to be a bright future and a magical one. An ending that makes way for new opportunities, transformation and reincarnation. And then you've got up the top, the Prince of Swords. This is to do with the intellectual, determined, focused, impulsive. It can represent an Aquarian, Gemini, a Libra energy around you, which is why I've got the Amethyst, which helps control mental imbalances or stress-related people that have anxieties that constantly influx. A Libra is constantly in influx with their thought pattern. They beat themselves up over the smallest things, and they live in their heads, as Aquarians do, and Gemini. They are overthinkers, which is not good. They sometimes make bad choices based on overthinking something, when really they just have to just go with the flow. That's what I'm being told. This deck here is the deck of The Wild Wisdom of the Fairy Oracle by Lucy Cavendish and then drawings by Selina Fenech. They're massive cards. They take a bit to shuffle. Well, my day I woke up fairly late today. I had sleeping, but it was good because sometimes you need to have that extra sleep because you might not have slept well the night before. So I caught up on I did some sleep banking this morning and it was well worth it. I may have started my day later, but I got a lot more done because I wasn't so tired and fogged in the brain. The less sleep you have, the worse decisions you can make and the more emotional you become. I find you're so emotional when you haven't had enough sleep, quick to react to people as well, given that you've got less rest for the brain. I think a lot of people don't sleep very well at the moment based on what's going on in the world. Oh, here we go. Stolen in her sleep. We're talking about sleep. Unaware, unconscious, and unawakened. Someone here's in an astral travel sleep mode where they're getting downloads from the universe on what to do next. And then we've got Keeper of Secrets. This is to do with the Scorpion energy. So your Scorpion person around you may be keeping your secrets and helping you with family matters and not releasing the information to anyone but you about what's truly going on with them. Scorpions are very, they like to hide their emotions, their feelings, their thoughts. They don't like to broadcast them to the world. That's not how they operate. I have Scorpion very strong in my chart. And we only like to reveal the things we want to reveal. Anything else is like pulling teeth. You won't get anything out of us until we want to reveal it. We'll tell you what you want to know. We'll tell you what we think you want to know and actually do the opposite. That's how it worked in my life. And no one actually knows what you're up to. Flexible. You need to be more flexible with someone or something. Or maybe your rigidness. Maybe you're so rigid with your schedule. And again, Scorpion energy, being so structured and regimented, leaves little time for work, for rest or play. You need to have a little bit more of a light-hearted approach to things. That way you can balance your work with fun, and fun and work, that helps balance your mind. If you have time with friends and family, you can come back to your work and be refreshed and ready to go again, because you have that support network. Some of you might like to see yourself as a teacher of sorts, or a teacher of spiritual studies. By doing something like this is just like a teaching method as well. Or you may have children that you taught. The first teachers of children are their parents. We teach them how to be, whether we mean to or not. They absorb everything. Our moods, our feelings, our frustrations, our habits. Oh, there you go. A whole bunch of them came up. That's one that popped up. There's a deep knowing right now. You air signs have to listen to your intuition, and water signs, because Scorpio energies come through this pile. You may have a friend or a sibling that's a Scorpio that's influencing your decisions. So we've got Keeper of Secrets is 37 and 15. Unaware, unconscious, unawakened. Unable to remember dreams, feeling cut off from psychic abilities, unsure of whether the path you are drawn to follow is safe, feeling scared that you may be entering a dark realm, wishing to go home and to ascend before you have done the deep work on the self. If this card has come to you, it is time to go deep within, go into the earth and to understand that material transformation is spiritual. It is then your gifts will be fully awakened. She's been taken from a place of sleeping to who she is, to a place where she'll be awakened and return with the consciousness of all that she is, and a gift that is a gift indeed. That time of healing and reawakening your true self. Yeah, sometimes when you're sleeping, you're so enchanted and enspelled by conditioned thinking, by the sleep of their untested beliefs, that the only answer for them is to go into the deep underworld, where they will reconnect with the earth and reborn. Once, for now, she is slumbering through her life in fear, never in the present moment. Stuck in their ways of fear and programming, it's time for the powers of deep sleep to help transform them. And she's indeed asleep to her own light, her own freedom and her own blessings. And it's time for her to be transformed, but not afraid for her. For the gnomes of the earth element will take her in, care for her, and then return her safely home. She will awaken once again and realise that it has long been it has been long since she was in the presence of life and offered up thanks for all she's been given. And it's safe for her to do so. So you may have slept on something, rested on an idea, or rested on making a decision of maybe interacting with family or other members of the community, and now you're starting to come out and re-interact with people again. You're not shutting yourself off because it's all too much, the energy is all too much out there. But maybe you need to reconnect so you can then learn something else and have comfort and security. And then you've got 37 and the Keeper of Secrets, which is quite a beautiful card. Keeper of Secrets. Use your discernment, confide in a trusted friend, keep silent about knowledge. You will learn to treat something carefully and with wisdom. Deciding who to share your own experiences with and thoughts is an important step in knowledge, for when you squander your own precious thoughts upon those you know cannot understand, you are allowing your own precious magic to be diminished and diluted. You are learning who to trust with deeper, more sacred moments in your life and your magic, and who to stay quiet with. Learning the value of hard-won crafting as opposed to the fiery genius of initial ideas, and enjoying the process of the in-between times. Observing the 90-10 rule. Do 90%, speak 10. That way your dreams and magics will live and breathe in your life indeed. Be steady and quietly strong in the course of your love, rather than impulsive and wasting your magic. So much of the magic is made by turning up and crafting something, simply by doing the work. And then you have be flexible, 19. Looks like she's in a yoga pose. Yeah, not too bad. Not too bad. Bit of a long one, but there's lots of information. 19. Okay, it's to say, when you have a clear vision of what you're going to do, what it will look like and who you will share it in, and what will then be available to you, you still need to relax and open up to other possibilities. Spirit may have much better plans for you. It could be a job you hadn't thought of, or a new source of money, or some opportunity that eluded your imagination. Be flexible and remind yourself, this or something better manifests for me now. Then be willing to bend a little. Enjoy the miraculous results. 43. And is intuition and listening to the oracle within. Hypersensitivity. Intuition is the faculty that allows you to enter into a dialogue with Source, the consciousness that you are part of but cannot see with the naked eye. It's perplexing that people are taught to ignore this natural capacity to navigate the journeys, to access their inner guidance. Know that you have an ability to read between the lines and find all the truth that was missing when the story was told. This deep knowing allows you to open the door to wisdom far greater than it is available in the limitations of human experience. You're given information from a sixth sense that may not make no sense to anyone else, to the logical mind of the five senses, but this is 100% correct and true. The trick is to listen and then act accordingly. You now are invited into the sacred dialogue of deep knowing, so tune in and trust your vibes. They will be right. Asking you will receive answers from unusual sources. A person's going to play a unique and meaningful role in your life. Someone crosses your path and suddenly, out of the blue, you're connected at a level impossible to describe. That feeling marks the moment in time etched into your soul. Two hearts are calling to each other to begin an alchemical process. This is also a sign that your intuition about the person you care about is correct. Trust your heart to lead you. Magic is about to happen. And that's all I have for air.